0, visibility 10.
You are on camera now. Everything we say being picked up. That's what this plug does. It hears the radio. So we hear the tower, the planes, us, everything. Okie dokie. Alright, flaps up, carpet in, all that is good. Lights are on, landing lights are on, nav lights on. Okay, you got a checklist down by your right knee there. See that? Alright, so we're getting down to the wire. We're almost going to be able to just take off, loop around a little bit and come back. About all we got time to do today. Okay, seatbelt's on. And I didn't put my seatbelt on. Dadgummit. That's why you have a checklist. Got to talking to you and forgot it. So embarrassing, I did that on camera. Okay. Back to the checklist. Seatbelt, flaps up, EDD, that, all that, da. Alright, so now we got to get clearance to taxi. We are at a tower-controlled airport. Alrighty. So if you key that, you talk outside the plane. Other than that, you just talk to me. So I got my own little button, you got your button. Westheimer Tower, Skyhawk 61571. That's who we are.
Chris 4, what type of landing?
Oh, crap.
Crimson 4 Tower, what type of landing?
Full stop for Crimson 4.
Crimson 4, make a short approach to runway 36, clear to land.
Short approach 36, clear to land, Crimson 4.
Crimson 11, you on frequency?
Crimson 11's on frequency, localizer runway 3.
I don't think that transmitted. On radio check. Westheimer ground, Skyhawk 61571.
6571 ground.
Skyhawk 61571 at the terminal ramp, requesting VFR to the south. We're just going to go out for a few minutes and come back in for a full stop.
6571, give me a right turn out of parking. You on taxi via Delta. Cross runway 3 to runway 36. Wind 01011, altimeter is 3006.
Roger, right turn out of parking on Delta, cross 03 to 36, 61571. So they gave me the instructions on how to get out of here. So, here we go. So give it a little bit of gas. And you just tap the brake a little bit. While I'm tapping the brake, I push the pedal in. Get us to start turning, so we got a plane coming in.
Hear me in this?
Yeah, put it up close to your mouth.
Oh, okay, my
There you go. You got to be able to hear yourself, or I can't hear you.
I wasn't.
But that saves them from picking up the outside noise, so you got to be, it's got to pick up your voice. All right, you can go ahead and put your feet on the pedals. Now just nudge it a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, just play with it. I go a little left, stay on this line here, so go left. Push the left. There you go. See, that's when we're on Delta, cross 31, so or 03, so we're going to cross this runway. Make sure there's nobody on it. So just, you see us right, so push the left pedal. Get us back over this way. The idea is stay on the line. That line keeps you from running off the runway or hitting anything. If we're on that line, we should have clearance on our wings. So now go to the right, line it back up. There you go. All right, I'm going to take it here. So we got to get over here and do an engine run up. So I'll get us over here. We always test our engine before we take off. Good thing to know if anything's going to go wrong before we get in the air.
Right.
That's a little different than a car, a lot more precautions. So we point ourselves into the wind. It's coming a little bit this way, but that's all right. Okay, so let me see that checklist again. Alrighty, so hit our that. Now we're gonna do our run up. So I got my brakes on. Our fuel is on the both. Pretty much trimmed for takeoff. Flight controls. Let's make sure everything works. Better to know on the ground than in the air something ain't working. Last thing you want to do is get off the ground also and find out you got no ailerons. Our instrument's good. Mixture is rich. Carb heat is. Alright, now we're going to throttle it up and test the engine at a higher RPM. 1700. Alright, now we're going to do a mag check. These are like your alternators. Make sure the RPM drops. If we run on 2, we're testing them individually. Right now we're running both of them. Now we're doing the right one. By themselves they have less power than together. So you want to make sure each one has a drop. Carb heat keeps us from icing up our carburetor, the air going into it. So that's good. We're getting good amps, 12-volt system, we're almost 13, so we're good. Oil pressure's in the good, temperature's in the good. We got fuel in both tanks. Our suction's good. That vacuum system runs our gauges. Engine temps are good. So we're good. So we'll throttle it back. That just lets us know all of our systems are good. I'm going to turn on our strobes. Alright, now we let the tower know we are ready for takeoff. Okay, we're just going to pull straight out here, turn right, and go. So when we get lined up on the runway, what you're going to do, just one hand on here, and just kind of push it in. Take about 1 or 2 seconds to push it in. Not slam it, just not real slow. You want to get up to speed quickly. So just ease it in and then hold it. Do not let go of this so it doesn't back out. Just keep it pushed in. Only fly one hand. Okay? And when I tell you to, I'll say back, 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 back. Just pull it back. And then until you feel it lift off the ground. Feel it lift off the ground, then just listen to me. It's like I said, it's probably going to jump steep up in the air. I'll say forward, 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 push it in, get the nose back down a little bit. And then if you see it go bank left, stay right. Initially, we need to be staying on the runway heading, so keep it level. Okay, I'll tell you when we're going to turn. He's going to make us do a left turn and head back out that way, but he'll tell us when to do that. Okay? All right. West Timer Tower, Skyhawk 61571 at Charlie, ready for takeoff 36.
Sky 61571 West Timer Tower, your own course is approved. Runway 36 clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, on course 61571. All right, here we go. One thing about planes, you don't want to ride the brakes, you don't want to ruin the brakes, so you use them as little as possible. So just enough to get your turn started. Those are unusable parts. You can't taxi or take off or land on them. They're there in case you emergency run off. Coming this way and you run too far, you run off into that, it's supposed to kind of slow you down. All right, here we go. You got your hand on the yoke. One hand on that. You ready? All the way in. Make sure your feet are off the pedals. Oh, shoot, window. Close your window. I forgot. I forget that more than once at a time. Okay. All right. Throttle up. All the way to the wall.
Cruise 11 West Timer right across 218 cut.
All the way in. All the way in. Now hold it in. Just use your fingers. There you go. Airspeed's alive. Our gauges are still in the green. All right, pull it back. Pull it back, 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 back. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Back, back, back. There we go. We're up. Now go forward. There, not that much. There you go. Hold it right there. That is perfect. That's the best yet. All right, go back just a little bit more climb. There we go. All right. Dude, you are rocking it.
This is awesome.
All right, pull back. We're starting to drop a little. Yeah, keep it going up. There we go. Right there, that'll work. Keep that nose on the horizon. Pull it back till you get that on the horizon. There you go. Hold it right there. Flying's all about a sight picture. See what you see and just keep it flying there. Alright. Let's turn left. He hadn't told us yet, but we can. So bank it to the left, but pull it back a little bit. You're starting to drop again. There you go. That's it. Level it out. Turn to the right. You're going too steep a turn to the left. You don't want to bank that much. Not this low to the ground.
Right.
So there you go. Hold that right there. Alright, now level it out. Go to the right. Go to the right. Level it out. There you go. Now keep the nose up. I'm using a trim wheel to try to help you keep that nose up.
Okay.
Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and make a left turn again. We're going to go downwind.
You have to keep your fingers on this whole time?
Just till we get a little bit up, because the throttle can back out. You don't want it to back out when you're real close to the ground.
Gotcha.
Because if the engine RPMs drop, all of a sudden we lose altitude and then we crash.
Awesome. Like, I can see everything.
Okay. So bank it a little bit to the right. Because we're still right next to the airport. Alright, now level it out. We just want to keep heading south.
Okay.
So level it out. You're going to the right. There you go. You know, it's all about fun, enjoy it, but see, we're going left, go right. The idea is to counter it the second it starts. Keep it level. There you go. Now, this here tells us other airplanes in the area that are transmitting their signal. So there's somebody way out here, but that's 5 or 6 miles away. We're okay. See, we're turning right. You want to go left. And big thing about climbing is airspeed. You always make sure we're doing okay. The more you pitch up, the slower we go. So it's a hard concept. You pitch for airspeed, you throttle for altitude. You can let go of that now. The more you pull back, the slower you go. The more you nose over, the faster you go. The faster your throttle, the higher you go. Alright, so we're going to level out at 3,500. So we're going to nose it over. I'll help you do this. So we're going to stop at 35. I'll power it back because you don't want to be going full bore and burn up your engine. Alright, so we cruise it back. See, we already jumped up to 38 trying to do that. So we're going to nose it over, slow it down. I don't want to go over 35. Not that we can't, it's just we're just going to cruise at 35.
Kind of letting you do this because I'm...
No, I know. I'm just going to get us back down. We start getting over 4,000, we got to be careful on our direction. Once you hit 3,000 feet above the ground, you got to be paying attention to what direction you're going.
Okay.
Below that, doesn't matter. So I want to give us room to play. We got no restrictions on heading or altitude down here. We just got to stay about 1,000 feet above the ground.
That's awesome.
So.
The Hey. World looks so different up here.
Oh yeah. Alright, so we're back to 35. We're going to level her out. Throttle back up. Alright. Now, so here's the thing. Let go of the yoke. Kind of see what is the plane wanting to do. The idea is to trim it to fly so you don't have to sit here and hold on to this. So we're barely descending a little bit, so I'm going to trim it up just a hair. Get us into a little climb, get us back to 35. See how the plane's going up now?
Yeah.
I'm basically moving the elevator and it'll stay where I move it to get us back to what I want. It's just by this wheel alone. See, I turn it down, now the plane's climbing. Move it up, and it'll start descending.
Oh, it's like a cruise control.
Yeah, it's a trim tab.
Experiment 621 ready for departure.
It's on the very tip of the elevator, so it budges a little bit, keeps the elevator in a certain position.
Runway 36, clear for takeoff.
So it'll keep us in a climb or descend or cruise flight. Right now we're holding right at 35. We're at 0. This is our vertical speed. This is instantaneous. Are we climbing or descending? We're almost perfect right here. Here I just have to nudge it just a little bit to keep us at altitude. Now you're always watching for planes, looking around, and then just glance at your instruments. We're good on airspeed, so we're starting to get up a little bit, so I'll nose it over just a hair. And here, is there anybody out there, like this guy's way out here, out there somewhere? But he's 1,500 feet above us, but he's going in the other direction. He's not a factor. Okay.
I'm going to take a quick picture.
Go for it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn that way. You want to do a turn? There.
Sure.
I think we're... Alright, so go ahead and bank it over a little bit. And make sure we're clear over here. Just a good standard 2-minute turn right there. Just hold that. And pull back a little bit. As we bank, it'll lose altitude. So we've already started climbing a little bit, so hold it right there. We're going to get out here a little bit, turn around and call them, and head back in.
Sounds good.
We'll do a longer flight another day.
Yeah, I get it.
I got 1 hour to get back, so.
Yeah. No worries.
So we're going to head... on a tune-in OU on here. Normally, I could use my iPad, but... Alright, so we're 9 miles away.
From the airport?
Yep. Straight ahead, right up there. We're almost lined up on final. I'm going to go ahead and call the tower, let them know we're on a 9-mile final. West Timer Tower, Skyhawk 61571.
Skyhawk 571 tower.
61571 is about 9 miles to the south, inbound for full stop.
Skyhawk 571, runway 36, clear to land. The wind now is 320 at 9er.
Clear to land 36, 61571. Okay, so he gave us clearance to land. There's nobody else close by, so we're cleared to come straight in and land. All right, so what we're going to do, I'll let you do it out here. I'll get it closer in, okay? So go ahead, push that in. That's our mixture. We want to go ahead and full rich on our mixture. That gives us full fuel flow into the engine. We're at a low altitude in this area of the world. If we were at 10,000 feet, we wouldn't be low on the lean on the mixture. Keep us, see the runway way out there?
Yeah.
Okay, keep us pointed at the runway. Keep the wings level. That way we're not rocking back and forth. Just keep it level, keep us right at it. We're at 8 miles. We want to go ahead and start descending. So go ahead and throttle back till this RPM hits that 2,000 right there. kind of, here, I'll show you something. If you hold right here and you kind of use your finger to push and your hand to pull, so you're not trying to and you can't control as well what you're doing. So just kind of put your finger there and push with your finger while you're pulling back. Kind of like doing a syringe or something, you know.
Right.
And just throttle it a little bit till it gets to that big line right there. Pull it back, pull it back, pull it back. Go on, all right there. So now just let it go. Let it descend. See, we're dropping about 500 feet a minute right now, which is perfect. Okay, keep us lined up with the runway.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, we're pretty close to it. We were probably a little bit that way, but you can come left a little bit, but not. We'll get it more fine-tuned right there. So, okay, so I'm gonna work the pedals. I'll keep us pointed that way. You keep us level. All right. Just make sure we stay on a descent. We want to lose altitude. We get a little bit closer and a little bit closer to the ground. We're going to pull the power some more and start slowing down. Because we're doing 120 knots. We want to be about 70. So we need to drop a lot of airspeed before we touch down. Okay, bank it that way. We're still left. You're kind of scooting left of the runway. One thing is pay attention to that and just notice your banks.
Oh, I was looking at the highway. I see
the
it.
black strip right there, the runway.
Yeah, I was looking at the highway.
Yeah, don't land on the highway.
Right.
We will if we have to, but let's not have to. All right, so.
Oh, wow, I didn't know there was like a river over here.
Yep. That's what me and Casey, we came in from that way. We were following the river, and then we turned final at the river. We were trying to get over close to the stadium right there. I just didn't get far enough that way, because that's the OU Stadium. See that green there and all that?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see it right there?
I just live a little.
Yep. Looks real small from up here.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're 2,400 feet. We're 4 miles out. Let it go down a little bit. There you go. We're still a little high, or a little bit to the left. Alright, so here what we're going to do. Pull the power a little bit more, drop it down till I tell you. And just watch your vision. Come back, keep coming back on the power, power back, power back, power back, right there. Okay, so now pull back on the yoke, pull it back. Now we're slowing up, so we're a little left, right of the runway, so go back left. So keep pulling back. We want to slow down, so we got to get the nose up. Now we're bleeding off airspeed. This is where we got to be careful, but let it. All right, now we're there. I'm going to put in a notch of flaps. Pull back. You're letting it drop. You need to pull it back and hold it. Okay, I'm going to put in a notch of flaps. 1, 2, 3. All right, let it go down a little bit. Let it go down. Don't hold it against me. No, you're fine. It is if I'm pushing on it, don't be pulling back on me.
I didn't realize I was.
And so just hold on to that. I'm trimming us for our speed. See, one thing about this is we can trim this for the speed we want. But this is what teaching you on flying is right now. This is where you really control your airspeed with this and your altitude with this. If we're too low, we power in. If we're too fast, we pull back and slow down. It's awkward, it's different, it's hard to, it's probably one of the hardest things to learn. But once you do it enough, it becomes second nature. So see those 4 lights on the left of the runway?
Yeah.
You got 2 white, 2 red. We are on the perfect glide slope right now. That's telling us if we did nothing but this, we'll hit the numbers as soon as we hit the runway. We'll just come straight in and hit them.
Okay.
All right, we're going to do another notch of flaps so we can slow her down a little bit more. 1, 2, 3. All right, there's some more flaps. I'm going to power it up just a little bit. We want to maintain 70 knots. We're about 75 right now. I'm going to put in full flaps. 1, 2, 3. All the way in. You feel that?
Yeah.
They're like brakes. Alright, we'll trim it down. They let us come down fast without accelerating. We come in steeper, but maintain the same airspeed. No flaps, we glide the farthest. So if we're out of power, we need to land, emergency, we don't put flaps in until we know we're going to make our runway. Alright. So now we're just coming in. Now it's just a little dance.
I'm not going to even touch it.
Yeah, I got this part. Just keep it right over the runway. Keep it lined up with the numbers. And we flare it out. Start pulling back on the power. There we go. And we're down. And you keep back pressure, keep the nose off. No, you want to work the nose wheel as little as possible. Alright, now we can open our window up. Get some air in here. Alright, he hasn't told me yet, but I know he wants me to get off here. Probably drinking coffee and not paying attention.
Most people, right?
Well, in this job, you want to be paying attention.
Sus 571, taxi via Charlie and Nico and cross 3 to the ramp. Going to ground point 6.
Roger, taxi Charlie Echo cross 03 to the ramp, 61571. Alrighty, so now we're going to contact ground. Westheimer ground, 61571. Taxi and Charlie to Echo crossing 03 to the ramp.
6571 with summer ground, roger.
So he told me to contact the ground. He might have said monitor, and I just didn't hear that, but you always want to let everybody needs to know what everybody's doing, and you're always talking to them. So even though I was told to do this, I still wanted to let the next guy I'm talking to know I am doing it. So it never hurts to talk a little more than less. You know, here, this is a good place to taxi. You can go ahead and put your feet on the pedals and just kind of play with it, because we're getting a little bit over that way. So hit the right. Because we got a tailwind pushing us, so kind of scoot us back to the middle, ride that line. This is where you don't ride left or right of the line, you ride on it.
Sus 53001 West Cemetery, right turn out approved runway 36.
So we got that tailwind picking us up, so I'm going to slow it down a little bit on this. Just let it go. See, we're on Charlie. It's the black with the yellow C. Bravo is the yellow with the black. This is Bravo. So the next one, I think the next one is Echo. I kind of feel like a drunk driver doing this sometimes. You've got a crosswind pushing you. It's got you all over, but don't ride over too close. You don't want to run off into the grass.
Right.
So get over on the line. Your goal is to stay on the line. So small corrections, but try not to let it get way off. Okay, I'm going to do this.
Westheimer ground, Crimson 8, short of runway 3.
Break it down. I just push the pedal. We don't turn very sharp. I got to nudge the brakes a little bit to get the turn started. You don't want to brake more than you have to, but
Crimson 8.
at the same time, you just... Now, this is a runway. It's the red numbers, red back, white numbers. He already gave me permission to cross this. But you don't want to make sure there's some rogue pilot out there that is coming in, because sometimes somebody without a radio might come in an emergency or something and nobody knows about it. So you always want to make sure you're clear.
Right.
Alright, so I'm just going to come here, shut it down, and let you out. And then I'm going to head back, because I got to be back in 40, 50 minutes. That'll give me time to fuel it up and get it back to the hangar.
Sounds good.
On the left of the gate going back in, there's a 4-digit number. I think it's 3251. There's nobody out here telling me to park, so I'm just going to just punch that number in. It'll get you back in the gate.
Okay.
other than that, I will see you at work.
All right, man, and like. Yeah,
that was a good job, though. I mean, really.
Thanks.
In all honesty, you hold it really well. I mean, for your first time doing it. Now we pull the fuel back. This cuts the fuel off. Let the motor die. Harvard.
Yeah, you got to hear your stuff talk to know you're talking now. Right. It was like I was having trouble when I first kind of talked to the ground when I was sitting here. I wasn't hearing the transmission. I couldn't tell if it was the radio, if it was me, if it was whatever. So. Gotcha. All right, bud. Well, dude, thanks for the fun. Yeah, it was fun. I never actually really got to see what it looked like from that distance. We'll do it again when we can actually go somewhere and spend a few hours. You know, that, and I apologize, that was less than 30 minutes hot, but just time-wise, we're just running out of time. So, yeah. I'm fixing to take back off. I'm just dropping him off. Thank you. Well, I can go up. I can go up. You got to pull the handle up. I don't know. I know. You're like, I don't want to. Dude, don't worry about it. There we go. Yeah, these planes are not, they are so built for small aerodynamics and weight, but they are not built for comfort for